Hi, welcome back to Three and Out with Chris Spielman, brought to you once again by Comerica. I'm Mike O'Hara, and Chris Spielman. We're still digesting the Detroit Lions loss to the Chicago Bears on Thanksgiving Day. But before we do that, shout out to you and all the fans out there for Ohio State. You guys must feel good about ending that 364-day drought of not beating Michigan. You finally did it.
Yeah, I can't believe we won 8 in a row. I mean, that's just look, it's just right now to me and I know that Coach Harbaugh can't say this, but there's a clear talent deficiency in relatively speaking with Michigan and Ohio State. And if nobody's recognizing that, then they're watching a different game than I'm watching. But that's just my humble opinion. Ohio State's got it going, and Ryan Day's got it going.
Okay, Chris Spielman, it's a 7-7 game. David Blau has thrown a touchdown pass to Kenny Galladay on his second throw as a pro, a 75-yard touchdown. It's 7-7. The Lions are coming back again. They've got a 2nd and 1 at their 10-yard line going in. And here's a run by Bo Scarborough, who you already mentioned. Break it down, go 3 and out. Tell us what you see.
Well, I think it's a great individual effort right here. Number 77, Frank Ragnow he's got a tough block, but he's going to miss his block right here, gets beat on an inside move. But Bo Scarborough is patient enough and just a quick little jump cut is able to dive forward and get the first down. The other part of the offensive line did a good job of creating pressure. And once Bo Scarborough was able to avoid 95, he was able to get to that first down. But a good initial push. Nice job by Joe Dahl coming up on Roquan Smith, getting to the second level, just getting enough of him to knock him out. And Taylor Decker is able to do a good job of swinging his hips into the hole, creating enough space to keep the chains moving.
And that makes it 1st and goal now at the 8-yard line. And here's a pass to Marvin Jones Jr. for a touchdown and a 14-7 lead. Tell us how he gets so wide open. Break it down. Go 3 and out. Tell us what you see on this play.
Well, I think the protection is pretty solid because Marvin Jones, who's your inside slot, is going to come all the way across the field. And this is what all NFL teams do down in the red zone. They're going to run crossing routes, hoping to get a natural pick or a rub. And you see number 82 there, Logan Thomas, is able to get a little bit of a pick. And Marvin Jones and Eddie Jackson, who's supposed to cover him, number 39, gets a little bit lost in confusion. There's no switch by the Bears, and David Blau has the patience to survey the field and let Marvin Jones clear that natural rub route. And Blau is able to deliver the ball perfectly to Marvin Jones, who knows what to do with it once he gets in his hands that close to the end zone.
Well, that's one of his 9 touchdown catches for the season. Kenny Galladay also has 9 touchdown catches. A pretty good tandem for the Detroit Lions. Okay, we're going to move along to the 4th quarter, and the Detroit Lions are just hanging on. So we get to here. Now it's 3rd and 5 at the 34-yard line where the Bears have the ball. There's a long pass down to Anthony Miller, 32-yard gain. Break it down, go 3 and out. Tell us what you see.
Well, Mitchell Trubisky's a guy that Mike has been struggling. I mean, I've done a couple Chicago Bears games, and some of the fans want to run him out, but I thought he played his best game of the year right there. And Anthony Miller's working one-on-one with Justin Coleman, and that's just a speed route. Now, Justin Coleman does a good job of recovery, but watch halfway through this route. It's a little crafty move by Anthony Miller there. Did you see that little push? Run it back, guys, real quick. You're going to see this little push right here to create separation. Right there, Justin Coleman gets off balance a little bit. Anthony Miller is able to accelerate past, and Mitchell Trubisky throws a great ball. The coverage isn't bad. The coverage is decent, but a good ball beats decent coverage every single time, which we seem to say a lot on this show right now. I mean, I think Mitchell Trubisky got healthy against the Lions secondary. That's just a fact. He played his best game against them.
And there was a 3rd down conversion pass to Miller earlier in that possession, too. You know, Chris Spielman, there's a delay of game penalty. There's another play. So we get to 2nd and goal at the 3-yard line. And David Montgomery, the rookie running back, gets wide open in the end zone for the go-ahead and ultimate winning touchdown. Break it down. Go 3 and out. Tell us what you see on this play.
So unfortunately, this is the bunch route. So we're talking about creating rubs. So those 3 guys that are at top of your screen have those 3 guys. Now, it looks to me like Jared Davis in the safety or somebody gets confused. As you see the tight end or the wide receiver or Montgomery come across from the outside in, somebody's responsible for the number 3 receiver. Not number 3 is how they line up, but number 3 is how they end up. So talk about come from the outside in. Montgomery starts out as the number 1 receiver, but he becomes the number 3 receiver. And who's ever responsible for the 3 receiver has to carry him all the way. Now, I don't know if that's Jared's fault or the safety's fault, but I do know this. Once again, there's a miscommunication in red zone pass defense. I mean, how many times have we done 3 and out, Mike? And we've talked about this problem. There's just a constant miscommunication. I don't know if somebody stepped up and claimed responsibility for this, but whatever it is, it's a problem, and it continues to be a problem that must get worked out.
Well, you're absolutely right about that, Chris Spielman, because it sounded like an echo when you said miscommunication. That's the way it closes out. The Lions get a long drive and ends up in their last offensive play of the game with 29 seconds to go, an interception. Chris, when you look at the Lions' record right now, and there's a mini break after Thanksgiving, they're 3-8-1, and they're going to Minnesota to play the Vikings, who are really, really on a roll. What, if you're a player for the Lions and you've been through these situations before, what are you trying to accomplish in these last 4 games with a backup quarterback playing for you and really just the season going nowhere?
Well, I mean, we say it week in and week out, right? I look at it as you're a professional football player. It's a privilege and honor for you to be in the NFL, and not a privilege and an honor for the NFL to have you in it. You only get so many games and so many opportunities. Your responsibility is to the fans, to the coaches, and to your teammates to give your very best. And I expect nothing less from the Lions, and I think they'll get a great effort in Minnesota. They usually play the Vikings pretty tough. The Vikings hammered them the first time. I actually will be up there covering that game, so I expect a great effort from the Lions.
All right, Chris Spielman, that's a wrap. Lions and Vikings next Sunday, kickoff at 1 o'clock.
You got it.